Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're talking about the top 5 tips to getting lean and to stay lean year round. You want to keep these in place. Now, if you make it to the end, there's a bonus stick tip that I use with my clients. We've got a special guest today, Peanut. So I've made sure the tips aren't so boring in terms of just being a calorie deficit. Yes, you might be doing some of them already, but if you can tick all 5 of these, maybe the 6th one as well, you're going to be a damn sight further ahead when trying to get in shape and staying lean. So let's dive in. So the first tip I'm going to give you is weigh yourself every single morning. There are coaches out there who say weigh once a week, and for me that's counterintuitive because there are so many things that can cause a fluctuation in your weight that if you don't know about can cause that one weigh-in on a Saturday morning to blow your mind because it's not what you want to see. If you weigh in daily, you can iron out these fluctuations. I use an app called Happy Scale. This gives you a moving average across the week. Great tool, it's free, go and download it. A number of things that can cause fluctuations: the time you go to bed, the time of your last meal. Are you hydrated? Are you dehydrated? Have you used the toilet? What was your sleep length like? What was your sleep quality like? Are you stressed? There's so many things that can affect a scale weight. By weighing each day, we get to see how your body trends over time. And if you're looking to lose weight and get lean, we want to see a downward trend, obviously. But don't worry about having 1 or 2 days if you creep back up. As long as the trend over time is going down, you're on the right path. The second tip is win the morning. I always say to my clients, it's setting the scene for success. If you start how you mean to go on, the day is likely to be a green day rather than a red day where you don't get stuff done, you don't make progress. For me, that involves getting up in the morning, spending 20 minutes, having a coffee, setting my day, planning it, writing in my journal, and then I'm out for a 20-30 minute walk. Right now, I'm doing cardio after that as well for half an hour. So dopamine drivers, natural dopamine drivers. It's sunny, get out. Why don't you go out for a walk in the morning? I don't understand how people want to be lazy. I'm not necessarily a morning person, but I'm kind of not a morning person either, if you get me. I love getting up, going out, setting the scene for success, getting my steps in, getting my cardio done, and you get the good chunk of your activity done out of the way. So you can spend the rest of your day either working, having leisure time, going to the gym. Getting it out of the way causes a lot less stress later on in the day. If you don't bother winning the morning and you end up having to backload your day full of your cardio, your steps, that's when stress occurs. And if the thought of cardio eats away at you and pains you, eat the frog. Do it first thing in the morning. Now, tip 3 is scheduling your off-plan meals. I don't like the term cheat meal because it almost allows you to go off and behave badly around food, eating stuff you shouldn't really be doing. Calories don't matter on a weekend sort of mindset, which they fucking do, unfortunately. By scheduling off-plan meals in, we have one in our household on a Saturday evening. When I'm dieting, when I'm getting leaner in photo shoot prep, holiday prep, these are all macro tracked, and these are a little bit different to what we have on plan. We might have a chicken pasta sauce with a slice of garlic bread. It's not my normal meal day to day, but it's something different. If you've got a little bit more calories to play with, you're further out from your holiday or photo shoot, you might be able to go out for a meal to a restaurant. But the problem with that is that you don't know exactly what's going in the foods. No matter, even if they do say there's calories on the menus, I'm not sure they're going to be so diligent to weigh it out as to how you want it to be. Again, 100 calories, 200 calories here or there is not going to be a massive problem, but scheduling your off-plan meals gives you something to look forward to. I always stress on a Saturday night, simply because that's when you're having leisure time, you've got time to think, your mind wanders from work because you're maybe not working, and it's a sociable time. Go out, meet friends, meet family, go out with your partner, Scheduling these in means you're having fun, and it means throughout the week you're going to be much more focused on doing the things that you need to do. If you are in photo shoot prep and you are not progressing at the speed you need to be, or you're simply having to cut things out, take these off plans from weekly to fortnightly. Plan in exactly what you are going to eat to the gram. Take the stress away from it. And tip number 4, reduce your alcohol intake. Now, this is something I have took to myself. As of today, I think I'm like 27 days sober. I will be doing a 30-day sober video and what it's meant for me, what I've learned, why I'm doing it more so. But yeah, if you want to stay lean, alcohol is not the greatest tool to have in your arsenal. It is empty calories. There's no nutritional value in alcohol. It then causes bad choices in terms of food choices on the day. A pint, 200, 250 calories, depending what pint you go for, which then leads to worse food on the day. And then your food choices the day after are very questionable, to say the least. But on top of that as well, you have that lull in motivation, that lull in drive for 2 to 3 days after. And if you are looking to stay lean, you can't afford that all the time. Maybe once a month. For me, having a few beers is like quicksand, so I simply can't have 1 or 2. It doesn't work for me. I've actually enjoyed these 27 days so much that I don't think I'll be drinking in the UK for a very, very long time, until I have a special occasion like a wedding, which is definitely not until 2025. So we've got a long runway for that. Now, you don't have to cut it out forever. Just minimize what you are drinking. This is what I'm doing. Yes, I am doing 6 months sober, but when I set myself a goal of stop drinking a little bit less, it weren't a big enough goal for me. The goal that really scared me into action, and I've got this from Paul Mort. He got a great audio book. Go listen to it, and he calls alcohol quicksand for him, and it is for me as well. If you make questionable choices on those when you've had alcohol, just cut it out. Set a goal that's so big that you can't afford to drink, and that's what I've done with this time around for me. So 6 months sober, it's grow the business, it's photo shoot prep in Dubai. The goals are too big now. Alcohol does not serve a purpose. So it's a big tip, and it helps with discipline, helps with drive. So consider it. And the 5th tip is give yourself time when trying to get lean. It does not happen overnight. 8 weeks is not long enough to diet unless you want to go pretty hard. And if you do, absolutely fine. You can get a lot of work done in 8 weeks. I'd ideally say 12 weeks is a good window to diet down from. Obviously it depends on what your starting point is, but giving yourself enough time means we can retain muscle, which is always the key in a dieting phase. There's no point slamming yourself to low calories, pulling all carbs out, like your training performance drops, your physique looks skinny, you look flat. The aim for me in a dieting phase is to have a lean, healthy, aesthetic, well-balanced physique that you can go on holiday with, you can do a photo shoot with. And if you want to maintain that year round, you just have to keep these tips in play all year. There can be a time when you take the foot off the gas a little bit, and then can be a time when you put the foot on the gas more so. But again, it takes time. Don't think it's going to happen in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks, and don't get disheartened if at points in the dieting phase you're not where you want to be, because you will be. It is about remaining consistent week after week and not filling the tank back up when you've had a few good weeks, because all you've got to do again then is empty the tank before you're getting back into the body fat stores. So give yourself time, be patient, be consistent, and it will come. Okay, so if you made it this far, there is a 6th bonus tip which I use with my clients, and that is to utilize caffeine in a fat loss phase when trying to get lean. I utilize it year round, but especially in a fat loss phase, simply because it's a great appetite suppressant. You will also increase your resting heart rate simply because it's a stimulant. You're burning more at rest, which is very important if you are a desk worker. It's important regardless, but more so if you are a sedentary, office-based worker. So it might only burn an extra 100 calories a day, depending on how much caffeine you take. Again, that's not a scientific figure based on what I've come up with. It is just, you could start, if you don't take any, start at 0 milligrams, run your way up to 200, 400, 600. I usually max out around 800 milligrams a day with my clients, and I wouldn't go from 0 to 800 because you will fucking know about it. So you have to remember as well to factor in other sources of caffeine, energy drinks, coffees in there, and I would always cut caffeine around 7 hours before bed. So for me, I go to bed around 10, half 10. My last hit of caffeine is around 2 or 3 o'clock, and I front load on mornings, which might look like a coffee, and a coffee around an hour and a half later, a Monster, and another coffee. And if I'm training early, I may have a pre-workout, stimulant-based pre-workout, if I feel like I need it. But at the minute, not too bothered. So yeah, that is my top 5 plus the bonus tip for getting lean and staying lean year round. Now, that is what I help a lot of lads with through my one-to-one built growth coaching program. So if that's potentially something that interests you, go and check out the website. It's in the link below in the description. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.